Hi everyone in English 1301, it's Dr. E and I'm here with your week 15 instructional video. Whew, okay, so I am going to go through where we need to go and what we need to do this week, but before I do that I want to identify a few comments that I was offering again and again on those project plans because I know many of you are very concerned. It's a big grade. I understand that, and I know you want to do everything possible to get the best possible grade. So I've just tried to kind of compile the comments that I'm finding myself typing in more frequently. And I want you to know that some of you, I'm still working on finishing this up. In all fairness, did not realize how long it was going to take me to do like 120 of them. So I'm still working on them. Just be patient. They're coming. This does not stall you in any way. Move forward with your project, double check the guidelines. The most feedback that I've given so far has been just the paragraph draft. Some people are submitting or have submitted plans that don't include a full draft of that second paragraph, which was required. So it needed to have research included, not just quotes dropped in. These are things that are in the instructions, but I know when you're going through and trying to complete it, sometimes those things are overlooked. But I haven't come across anybody yet who has a project that I'm looking at going, no, this is not going to work. Most of the time, my only concern is when I read a plan and I still don't really understand what is happening. So some people may say, well, I'm going to do a PowerPoint because I really enjoy Amy Choi's work, but I don't know, like, what's in the PowerPoint? I don't know what your project is, right? So I may have those comments. And if you get feedback like that and you're concerned, just, run it past me. That's absolutely fine. That's what I'm here for. So I'm going to jump into some of those comments that I keep seeing quite frequently. So the first one, and a few of them, are related to MLA, which I know is super surprising because MLA is the worst. It's complicated, and I understand that. So the first thing that I've noted, and this is probably in about 90% of the plans that I've seen, it's a note to capitalize the titles. So MLA, even if the title is not capitalized in the original document, so this is very common with Amy Choi's article, What Americans Can Learn from Other Food Cultures. The first letter of every single word needs to be capitalized. That does not apply to articles, which are a and the, but MLA is just that way. They want to make sure that anybody reading a document that has a title on it understands that the author is referencing some sort of title. So if it's not offset with quotation marks, typically quotation marks in our class at least, and capitalization, MLA wants you to do that. This is not something I would necessarily count off for, but you are going to run across people who will, and it's a good practice because it needs to be capitalized and in quotation marks everywhere. So some people in the written responses were putting everything capitalized, everything in quotation marks at the start, and then within their paragraphs were reverting back to not capitalizing or not including. Every time you mention a title in academic writing, you need to reference the title in a particular way according to that formatting style. So for us, it's MLA. For other classes, it's APA or Chicago style. But we need to know as an audience that you are referencing a title, right? So capitalize it, please. Okay. The other thing I've been noting quite a bit is to review MLA guidelines for quotes. I'm getting some real funky stuff when it comes to the quotation. So some people are including the year of publication in parentheses. That ain't MLA. That's APA does that. We don't know years. The only thing we put in those parentheses for the most part is going to be the author's last name and a page number if a page number is present. Okay, that's it. And no comma. No comma if it's just the last name and a page number. I know it seems weird. I know it, but it's MLA. Okay, so just make sure that you are reviewing those guidelines. And y'all, there are examples in the MLA help module where I go through and use Choi's work as the example. Okay. So another one is that if some of, and this is not everyone, right? Some of you are choosing to utilize outside sources outside of our course. So if you're using Amy Choi's article, that's in our course. You don't need a citation for that. We know who Choi is. We know who this person is that you're referencing. We're familiar with her article. But if you're going outside to the internet for any reason, you need to cite your sources. So if you're creating an informational PowerPoint that includes facts or figures or statistics or anything like that, each bit of information needs a source, okay? And needs a citation at the end of your PowerPoint or something like that. I know it's a lot of work. It is. And that's MLA is just making absolutely sure that anybody looking at your work knows that these are not your ideas. You did not create these facts or figures or statistics or whatever the case may be. Okay. So research. I just want to emphasize, that this is considered our kind of end of semester research essay. So what I'm trying to stress is that your, especially second paragraph, needs to be detailed. It needs to be researched. You don't have to go outside of any of, the sources that we've used. If you're talking about Choi's article, you're talking about Finley's video, you don't need more, but you need to be in depth when it comes to connecting your project to this source. And what I mean by that is somebody is going to look at your project, but they may not understand, like, what in Finley's video has led specifically to this piece of artwork. You made choices in your artwork based on what you read. So share the little quotes and things that you read that then in your mind translated into this in a piece of art or a video. Get specific and help your audience understand how you took Finley's ideas and put them into this piece of art or video or whatever it is that you've done, okay? And that means research. That means including that in the writing, okay? So push your ideas and connections in paragraph 2. I can't stress that enough. I'm not gonna necessarily say you have to have this many quotes, but to err on the side of caution, I mean, at the very least, you should have 2 quotes. And I'm not saying multiple sentence quotes. I'm just saying information you're pulling from your source to support your ideas. And those quotes need to be integrated into your paragraph, just as it would in a full-on 10-page research essay, right? Okay, so now we're moving back. I'm going from research back to paragraph 1. I really want you to be clear in this paragraph. What is the source you've chosen and why? And what is your project? This is something that in the plans I was getting a little bit thrown by, because you would say, I watched Ron Finley's video and it was just really interesting to me, so I created this project. Well, what's the project? Is it a PowerPoint? Is it a video? Is it a piece of art? What about it? I want you to imagine your colleagues sitting at their computer or at their device. They're reading your paragraphs and then looking at your project. That first paragraph is providing context. It's telling your audience, this is what you're going to look at in just a second. This is a PowerPoint I created after reading Amy Choi's article because da 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 da. It's helping provide context. Okay. Seriously, research, paragraph 2, can't stress it enough. And then in paragraph 3, this is a kind of you putting your ideas together while working on the project. What did you learn about yourself, these ideas, etc.? There's no standard for this third paragraph. Everybody's is going to be a little bit different because you've learned different things, or you discovered unique things about your family in this recipe, or you learned that you're perhaps not a great painter and that's okay, but you learned something, after going back to, say, Finley's video. After working with it and researching it, you picked up some more ideas. So that third paragraph, these need to be I don't want to say lengthy paragraphs, but they need to be in depth. You need to provide some depth for your audience. Okay. So I posted in D2L and remind about the writing collection, just in terms of an extension there, right? But due to the timeline, because of that, and it was probably going to be this way anyhow, feedback is going to be minimal. So I'm going to use a rubric that's been established, and I'm going to click through the rubric, but I'm not going to be able to go in and provide all the, inline feedback that I have for other assignments. And that's just because of time, because we're really getting down to it. And it's going to take some time for me to grade those. But if you have questions about any of the grades, anything that you see, that's what I'm here for. So reach out to me and we can talk, and you should not feel intimidated to do that. This is your right as a student, right? To understand your grades. Okay. End of semester. It's so close. But don't celebrate just yet. We still have some things going on, right? So push, have some energy left, push really hard, because there just can't be any more extensions, and that includes things like bonus assignments. And now is really the time to ask questions about your grades. Please do not wait until the day grades are due to email me with a concern. We need to have that conversation well in advance. So I'm working continuously right now. Right now is just that time of the semester where I'm trying to turn over grades. I don't want to say quickly because that implies that I'm not paying attention. I'm just kind of grading. But I'm really trying to work through those grades so that you have a clear idea of what you earned on these different assignments and what your overall semester grade looks like. I don't want you to be necessarily caught off guard, but I also want you to know that because of just how large these assignments are, the writing collection and the multimedia project, those have the tendency, I would say, to change how your grade looks, hopefully for the better, right? Whew, okay, I didn't think I was going to go on like that, but here we are. So if we go to D2L, you'll notice that our content area is pretty straightforward this week, because your focus is on the multimedia project. So if you go to our module, you're watching what's going to be in the watch area. Please make sure you're reviewing the the project guidelines, just to make sure that you've done everything you need to do for the multimedia project to get the best possible grade. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay, so it looks pretty straightforward. You're going to submit your project no later than Thursday at 11:59 p.m. And by Sunday, you need to have responded, or you need to start making sure that you're responding to at least 5 people, okay? Review everything here, including the video where I walk through examples. Okay. Oh, let me pause one sec. Your to-do doesn't have anything. So you see the link here for the multimedia projects, and it is in the discussion post area. So it has, again, information to review. As you've been doing, start a new thread. This is where you're going to paste your revised, edited paragraphs to meet the requirements of the assignment. No works cited needed unless outside sources. You're going to attach your project as a single file, right? It may be a Word document, that kind of thing. Do not post a link to Google Docs or any other cloud service. Like that's a requirement of the assignment. So please, if you see one of your colleagues do this, please help them out. They should earn the best possible grade too. So your project is due by 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, and you need to respond to 5 colleagues by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday. That is a bit flexible, but not too flexible. So Tuesday is essentially going to be the shutdown date for next week. Your responses to colleagues should really be focused, offer good ideas. Okay, so you just click start a new thread, put your name here, copy and paste those 3 paragraphs. It doesn't have to have a heading or a header, any of that kind of stuff. Just post those, add attachment, that kind of thing. And you can look at the rubric right here if you want to take a look at how the grades are broken down. Okay, has all that information. All right, I've been talking for a while. Hopefully you are still feeling energized about this week, but let me know if you have any questions or concerns. There's that Q&A discussion post area, open office hours, or you can email me. Good luck this week, y'all. This is the fun week. Good luck.